Welcome back. You're still on to Good Morning Nigeria, coming to you live on the network service of the NTA. Up next is newspaper review.
All right, our newspaper reviewer, Chukwudi Obaja, is already seated. We missed you yesterday. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Victor.
Choose.
Yesterday, in my befuddled mind, Demola, don't demolish what I'm trying to say now. What's your problem? Demo, good morning.
Good.
Have we demonstrated it well?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I felt important. When Victor said, Chuks the boy is not around, I said, you mean I have this clout across Nigeria? Call me a bush boy if you like, I don't care. Yesterday I felt important. I puffed out like a big toad. You know? Gentlemen, thanks for mentioning me yesterday. I felt good like Papa JB, you know?
Well, good to see you.
Same here. And I had time to watch Good Morning Nigeria yesterday in depth.
Okay.
Oh, that's a fine piece of a programming.
Okay, thank you.
I pray that more and more Nigerians are watching.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Too.
So let's
All right.
begin.
Okay, you have two papers there.
I have two. Let's begin with the New Telegraph first. The screaming headline here, not so screaming though. Investor confidence, man tackles FG over expatriate employment levy. Man, of course, refers to Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and the federal government. And then with the riders, says 335 firms distressed, 767 shut down in 2023. Nigerian economy not in distress. Tinubu insists country on right path, pleads for patience, states FG has attracted $30 billion FDI to issue executive order for National Police Veterans Day celebration. That's the major story there. And just below the nameplate, you have fraudulent concessions, reps summon blue economy, transport ministers, with a rider to probe crypto digital assets transactions. And that can be found on pages 2 and 6. That's according to Abbas, by the way, Speaker. Sanwo-Olu raises bursary scholarship for indigenous, physically challenged students. That's on page 26. EFCC arrests 21 charred CAR-bound food-laden trucks. That's on pages 9, 10, and 28. With the rider, only collaborative efforts will bring development to Niger Delta. That's according to Macaulay. I believe Macaulay refers to the former secretary to the state government. Body of benches abates Amechi, 4,411 new lawyers to bar. With the rider, blackout in NAS disrupts legislative activities. Pages 6 and 29. And just above the nameplate, IMF, 18.6 million Nigerians experiencing food insecurity. With the rider, backs CBN on MPR hike. Fuel price, electricity tariff capping will have fiscal cost of 3% on 2024 GDP. And then some other headlines anyway. Let's leave it at that. We're here, but somewhere down at the bottom of the front page here, Tinubu has no excuse not to restructure Nigeria. That's according to Afenifere. Says under Obasanjo, President took FG to court 31 times in an effort to implement restructuring. That's on page 4. So let's head to the pilot, the Nigerian pilot, where we have the screaming headline. Now, this one is screaming. Economy not distressed, with 4 riders Tinubu assures dismisses characterization of Nigeria's economy as distressed, emphasizes that nation's current challenges not insurmountable, acknowledges that Nigeria faces challenges but not that of helplessness. And finally, defends recent policy decisions, including removal of fuel subsidy. That's on page 8, if you want to read more on that story. And above that, just below the nameplate, Jonathan, ex-Ghana president, others in Abeokuta for OBJ at 87. That's on page 6. EFCC nabbs 21 food-loaded trucks going to neighboring countries. That's on page 4. And a number of stories just at the bottom of front page of the Nigerian Pilot. Measles outbreak spreads across 5 local government areas of Benue State. That's on page 7. NYSC receives commendation for youth mentorship core empowerment. That's on page 5. Alleged $6 billion loot. EFCC insists on prosecution of ex-minister Agunloye. That's on page 4. United Arab Emirates ends visa ban against Nigeria. That's good news on page 6. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger to reaffirm commitment to ECOWAS principles. That's on page 20. And one sandwiched somewhere in between there. To succeed, reshuffle cabinet after 1 year, Mogalo tells Tinubu. That's on page 5. And finally, I'm not desperate to be Nigeria's president, says Peter Obi. That's on page 9. Ademola.
Okay. I have the leadership newspaper with me, and above the nameplate, coup threats. Army has no desire to truncate democracy. Lagbaja. Then the story, it's on page 7. Dollar video. Only EFCC can prosecute Ganduje. Court. The story can be found on page 22. And below the nameplate, we have trending, seek help from Zimbabwe on inflation crisis. And AFDP approves $134 million for Nigeria's food production. And the story, it's on page 2. Federal government blames food scarcity on smuggling, flooding, and others. The story, it's on page 7. Honesty. Kano Keke rider Awulu reaps 250 million PhD scholarship. Excuse me. That story can be found on page 7. At Leadership Awards, only drastic actions can save Nigeria's economy. Mugalu. The story is on page 4. Advises Tinubu to rejig cabinet, go after bank CEOs over forex manipulations. Economy not in distress. President replies. Awards push to do more, say governors. I'm not desperate to be president. We recognize those daring to seize possibilities in Isaiah. Well, Chooks?
Yes.
Yeah, it's over to you now.
I am writing an exam here. Demola, what you can't stop is breaking news. News will always break, you know, and we'll keep talking about these things. So let them not sound routine. I'm going to go first to the federal government just said food scarcity can be blamed on flooding and other smuggling and all that. We are not here to run government down, but you see, we want to hear things that attack the ailment, you know, at the point of infection properly. Currently, insecurity in the north is a big threat to food supply. I've not run a survey, but just as I was talking about how each region of this country is of great benefit to our dear Nigeria, I said that I believe almost 3/4 of what we eat comes from the north. So insecurity in the north is part of what is causing. The earlier we deal with it, the better. But maybe more importantly, subsequent years of not planning agriculture well is part of it. I showed my yams the road to Justin. He's in Houston. And they say, hey man, you have yams? I said, yes, I have yams. I planted them. He said, I don't get Nigerian yams in the US. It's Ghana. It's Ghana yams we get and all that. And I was asking the man. He said, Ghana makes sure that they plant yams that are in line with the specifications dictated by the people who organize food in the US. Okay. How much are we planning to help our farmers produce yams that can be exported, that cannot be challenged in terms of, oh, no, the kind of money and the fertilizer you're using is harmful, blah, all those things we get to hear. We must do things that are far-reaching in terms of meeting our food challenges.
I think
we need to.
That's our discussion today. So,
oh, incidentally,
yes.
Stop calling me Chooks the boy. Call me Chooks the prophet.
That's what we're discussing today.
That's a good one.
We have the governors going to, roll out
that's
their
a good
plans,
one.
For us today. So.
The immediate solution to our problems economically in this country is good attention on agriculture. Yeah, that's it. In my days, when I was still kicking around as a youthful man, I'm still Chooks the boy. We had extension workers helping farmers, inputs into agriculture and all that. I don't know whether these extension farmers are still as active as they were. The days I was buying basudin to go help people destroy termite hills, in different farms, and they call me the miracle worker. I'll take termites out of their farms and their sugarcane would do well. I became popular and all that. What are the inputs we're making? Look, changing Nigeria is not terribly difficult. The first thing you need to do is to change our attitude. You must believe in development, not just mouth it. You understand?
I think many people still don't see, fortune in agriculture. And that's why, and that's because we haven't come into that level of mechanized agriculture. If we have that on a large scale, if a lot of people do mechanized agriculture, I'm sure that we'll begin to appreciate and we'll begin to see the results.
It's the way you introduce farming. First of all, Nyere would always, challenge me from that side, and I enjoy it. Her youthfulness helps this program. She said, let them make agriculture attractive to youths. I'd say there's nothing. There's nothing.
No, it's either you love agriculture.
Let them powder agriculture. It's either you believe in watching things grow. For me, I like watching things grow. The nurture, when you plant, the shoot comes out there, and you begin to calculate towards harvest. The eventual.
I think what she meant was that.
Yes.
We should begin to introduce agriculture as part of school curriculum.
Thank you.
Because we had that when we were in school.
But is it no longer there?
I don't know.
Agriculture
in my secondary school. I went to Mayflower School, Ikene.
Okay.
And agriculture is just the thing we do there. We have citrus, we have societies.
You see, did you hear him? They were trying to affect your thinking.
Yes.
I keep saying, let us introduce thinking in our school curriculum.
We had
many Nigerians worry, they're not thinking.
And then,
build it into the way they think.
The Young Farmers Club and the likes of them.
We have societies, citrus societies.
Now, when you ask them about what societies,
I saw Victor saw it the way you and I saw it.
No,
I did. He wants to be part of this club.
I did.
But Victor, that's a good one, Demola.
Then again, let's look at this issue. This Kano Keke rider that reaps 250 million PhD in a scholarship. That shows you that in spite of the challenges, we still have some people that are very, very honest. The guy could have done away with the 15 million naira, but he decided to return the money.
Virtual rewards itself.
I'm telling you, that kind of a thing. So it's not all Nigerians, we are not that desperate. Majority of Nigerians still have.
When I hear people say, oh, they are doing it because of economic hardship, I laugh. I say, no, it's because we were not trained up well. Did they go to Sunday school? Did they go to Islamia? What you sow in a child goes along with a child is father to the man. That's an English proverb. The way we train up our children helps them persevere in the arduous task of retaining honesty, truthfulness, love for their fellow man. You must start from the cradle. Let's stop aping these things. We must mean it. Because it's beginning to worry me the kind of people we are dropping on the surface of the earth here. Sorry, don't accuse me of dropping names. The daughter of the man who was secretary to the emir, you know, the Sadara of Sokoto in those days, Hanatu, Hajia Hanatu. She says part of the problem is that these young people feel entitled.
That's number one.
Let us have children that believe in the dignity of labor, affect the thinking of the Nigerian person. Very important.
Crucial.
Okay.
Very important.
All right. So,
Is it time to...
The two former Nigerian presidents were talking the other time. Jonathan actually repeated what I keep on talking about here. Tribalism is the bane of life in Nigeria. Tribalism leads to nepotism. Nepotism leads to favoritism. Favoritism leads to putting square pegs in round holes. Square pegs in round holes are a misfit. A misfit will never achieve excellence. Jonathan was talking about what tribalism has done to us. And again, he mentioned elections that bring incredible candidates into governance. And it made me remember, Chief Gani Fahimi granted me 3 interviews in my active time on TV. And I said, Chief, what can you tell me about vote buying? You know what he said? I think I wrote, he said, vote buying is illegal money chasing illegal votes, which in turn will create illegal results. It's chain reaction. It's a bandwagon effect.
illegal money chasing illegal
votes, which in turn will produce illegal results. Wow. I looked at him,
great
Chief.
Man.
I only got rattled when I told him I was part of the media tour with Jerry Garner and the rest of them. I said, you were part of those who looted the National Treasury. I didn't know where to go from there.
Well, Chuks the prophets. I don't know whether to call you Chuks the prophet or Chuks the parrot.
I think it's Chuks.
I was jealous yesterday.
The fact that he has to remind himself and remind us that I'm still Chuks the boy. You are no longer Chuks the boy.
He's accusing me of fake imposition.
All right,
I was jealous yesterday when I saw you too, but I'm happy to be back on my feet.
All right, good to have you back too.
Same here.
All right, thanks.
Have a great day.
Have a nice day, gentlemen.
Now we'll take a break now. Good Morning Nigeria continues. Stay with us.